Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Hoosier Maine. I am Anthony, one half of the Hoosier Maine podcast. Go ahead and bring yourself in here. Introduce yourself.
I am the other half, Jared.
Wow,
And together we'll form the head of Hoosier Maine.
that's right. Actually, I want to be the left foot
Good.
of Hoosier Maine.
Okay. Well, I'll be the right. Yeah, other people could be the other parts. Well, I know we've been on the Red Dead Pokemon path for several weeks now, and we've basically just been talking about these games that we've been playing, these marathon games, these open world games, these games that send you out and to just collectathons. Get everything. Get all the hats. Get all the Pokemon. Get all the treasure chests in Ys VIII.
That's exactly what it's been.
I'm telling you, I wasn't going to do that, but I'm gonna, okay? The triathlon that is Ys VIII for someone who's I don't know, I go for achievements. Not as bad as you, I don't think, but like I'm sitting there looking at the final map and it's like 99.9% of all chests, 99.9% of all the map, and I'm trying to make sure I've combed the whole thing, and then I'm going through the journal and be like, oh, do I have all the approval? Do I have all the items? Then I realized that the items also encompassed all of the accessories and armor, and I was just like, stop it! What is this, Donkey Kong 64? Fuck!
Yeah. I think you and I have, even though we're arriving at the same place, we have two very different goals. I think mine is that like competitive drive. Like I have to fill the meter. If it says there's 100% of things to do, I have to do 100% of the things to do, because that means I win and that means I'm the best and I did it. But I think you are taking it from the angle of like, you want to see everything there is to see. You want to do everything there is to do. You're trying to be a connoisseur and, you know, kind of, yeah, get that taste and get the vision of what the original artist intent was. Whereas mine is much more callous and just, it's got to be done. I have to finish.
Must be methodically completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We often talk about this, like how much time should I spend on a game? And I really don't know until I've beaten it if I should go ahead and go for the 100%. And sometimes I feel like the 100% is within grasp and easily touched after you've played through the game with a pretty fine-tooth comb in the way that I play something if I'm enjoying it and I'm having a good time, you know. Which I had been with Ys, but now I'm just like at the point where I'm just like, I just want to beat it. How many hours is this fucking game?
Yeah, you kept sending those messages where it's like, hey, I think I'm almost done. You know, I'm going to try to push tonight and finish. And then it's like the next day, hey, I'm almost done. I think I'm going to try to push tonight. And it's like I looked over at your screen the other night and you were in the middle of catching like a legendary fish. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I feel like the people who love Ys and they made it to the 8th one, that had to have been such an experience for them. Like, oh my God, like it just keeps giving, the game that keeps giving. We've talked about that when we were playing Rebirth and Remake and going for the 100%. So sometimes the 100%, when you go for it in a game, can take something that you really like and make it into this big chore that's just very difficult to complete because it's just asking so much of you. It's asking for like 400 hours of your time, where I don't think that the 100% on this one would be asking for too much more. Probably another 40 to 50 hours, I'm sure, just to get the nightmare completion with the special ending. But I'm sitting here, I'm just like, man, I don't like it that much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can give you a perfect example for me where Assassin's Creed Valhalla was the one for me, where it's like, I don't want to spend 120 hours on an Assassin's Creed game. I'm more than happy to do that and more, on Red Dead. But on an Assassin's Creed game, that's too much. That goes beyond like, oh, you want more cake? Here's more cake. It goes beyond that. Now we've gotten into the point of like the cake has spoiled. It's been sitting on the table for 2 weeks. We need to throw the cake away and move on to something else. Like stop eating your birthday cake and move on. There's definitely that point for some games, and especially some games. Like I think the thing you're talking about is there's definitely somebody out there who has a Vita and they're like, this is the best game series of all time, and I can't believe how good this game is. I'm sure there's that person, but for you, it's like, it's a good game, but it's not that game, So I definitely feel what you're saying about the whole, like, could we please just get this over with so I can move on to the next game, please?
I'm a man, and I finish what I start. With that old rotten cake. Sometimes the old rotten cake we want to finish.
Yeah.
I'm finishing. I'm going to throw up after, but I'm going to be done. I don't know. The other thing is, like, what I think 100% achievements are for is just like a guided replay. Like, hey, I know you want to replay it, but you don't really know what you want to do when you replay it. Here's like a list of shit you can do when you replay it. And I feel like that applies to a lot of the games that you and I have 100%ed over the years. And I sit there and I'm like, man, we didn't even have achievements back in the day, but we definitely did silly shit like that playing like Mega Man X. It's like, I wonder if we can just beat it with only the boots power up and not use any weaknesses on the bosses. What if we could do that? What if we get no hearts, no extra hearts, no sub tanks? Can I beat the game?
Well, think about something like a Crash Bandicoot, where you play through the level, and then you play through the level and you try and get all of the boxes, and then you try and play through the level and you try and do the time attack mode. It's like those older games. That's how you extended the shelf life of a game, was by doing these extra things. That there's no reward for doing it. I mean, you got a shiny crystal in Crash Bandicoot. Okay, who cares? Like, that doesn't help you in any way. It just gives you it's just a meter that you're filling out. And I do think that there is like a tangible like attraction to achievements, especially these modern ones that have like the really cool animation and the sound that plays and all of that stuff. I love that. I'm addicted to that. I think that is an incredible thing. But you're right. It's like back in the day, we did that because we had all the time in the world, but we only had 5 games. Now we have all the games in the world and we have 5 minutes to play a game. And it's like, please, my dopamine, I need it.
I think ever since you set me on that 100% thing, I at least tried to complete games now. I feel like in the past, I might have would start to play a game, and if I kind of lost the dopamine or lost the interest or lost the time to keep playing it, or something new came out that took me away from it, then I would leave it. I would leave that game, and then it wouldn't get completed. And now I at least beat those games. I'd be like, oh fuck, I just need to beat it. Just at least beat it. That counts for something. And sometimes I don't know. I think 100%ing every game would be cool, but I kind of like that list to be a little sacred. Like this list of 100% games is reserved for the games that I just love, and I want the devs approval that you completed their game. Like, oh yeah, they put these achievements in here, and that they consider this a completion of their game, and I'm like, yeah. I want that, and then I want to put those all lined up together. And if it's a series of games, I want them all to be on that list. Like every fucking Sonic game that I have on Steam has been 100%ed, and then every Witcher game, except the Witcher 1 didn't have achievements, so I just collected everything in the game, and I was like, yeah, I beat it. That kind of stuff. I think that really probably started for us in Pokemon, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you catch all 150? And get the certificate in the game. I need to get one of those and print it out and put it on the wall.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were talking about that where I agree with you. I think Pokemon was the very first one where it was like you got to catch them all. That's literally the tagline of the game.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the crux of us trying to build that up. But Well, I'm trying to remember what that girl's name is. I think her name is Gaming in Yellow or something like that.
Yeah.
The girl that we started
Forgot
doing
about
that.
her.
Well, we were very poor in our execution, but she was the one who got us to do the gaming journals, and we were trying to keep track of everything. And I fell off. I don't know if you fell off, but I fell off of doing that because I'm just not that, like, my creative brain doesn't work that way. But you're right. Like, having these tangible trophies, I love the idea of that. I love the idea of being like, I love this game so much that not only do I want to have the platinum and I want to have a completed game and I want to have the collector's edition of the game, but I also want to have, like, memorabilia of stuff that's important to me. And it's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Is like, hey, a Pokemon, I think you're right. I think it was the Professor Oak's challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And he would give you a certificate. I don't think they had shiny. They didn't have shiny charms in the first game. It was the second game. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Shinies didn't come around till Generation 2. I still remember the first shiny that I saw, and I didn't realize it was a shiny. Aside from the red Gyarados, it was a Hoot, and it was on like the starting route, and I was looking for one of they call them the legendary dogs. But I always think they're cats. But I think that maybe if you're a cat person, you see cats, and if you're a dog, then you're like, they're dogs. Whatever. And I saw this Hoot, and it did something weird. And I was like annoyed that I got into a random battle and I knocked it out. And that's one of those things now that I lay in bed at night and be like, man, I knocked out that fucking shiny Hoot. The fuck did I do that for?
Which is hilarious because at any time you could go get a shiny Hoot and it would be yours. But it's like, that's the one that got away.
Yeah, it's the shiny Hoot that I knocked out. And I really liked Hoot. Like, in that generation, I thought it was a really cool bird that they had added.
Who? Well, that game, they had the day-night cycle, and I thought that was such a cool thing where you could have, I believe that they did in the second one, where it was like some Pokemon would only come out at night and some would only come out during day. Yeah.
And it was real time.
Yeah.
So if it was 9 o'clock in real life, then it was 9 o'clock in the game. Of course, I think you could adjust the time on the cart. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played the original Gold and Silver. But I think that's something too. I just talked about like printing out that fucking certificate. Like, we don't really have anything tangible, especially now that physical media isn't so much a thing anymore. And that's why I think it's really sad to see this shift in Sony removing discs. Is like, now you can't get that thing to put on your shelf and be like, that game was fucking awesome. I put it right there and I have this physical thing in the physical world of that experience that I had. And now when all you have is this list of games, and then the trophies kind of help, the achievements kind of help make something a little more tangible that you played it and that you can kind of show other people and be like, yeah, that game was fucking awesome. I really liked it. I liked it so much. I 100%ed it,
Yeah. I'm definitely one of those people who, I think actually my first one might have been Dead Space 2, but I'm a really big fan of buying collector's editions of games that, obviously I have to do it in retrospect because I never buy anything new, but like a game that you play and you really enjoyed it and it was like, that was really memorable. I really want to like solidify that in my collection, go back and get the collector's edition of that game. And then, it always comes with like a steel book and it comes with like little trinkets and stuff like that. I love those things. I think those are so neat. And then, obviously it means more because you've purchased that after you've done all of the things, you got the platinum, you beat the game, all of that stuff. But those little trinkets in the collector's edition mean more, as opposed to, I think a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'll pre-order it and I'll pre-order you don't know if you're going to like a game or not. Yeah, it's not going to mean anything to you. If you pre-order it, you're going to want to like it more. But I like going back retroactively on the things that I really enjoyed. And then it's like, that stuff means more to me now because it's something that I had done after the fact.
Oh, I love the steel books. Why do we love the steel books as gamers?
Shiny. It's shiny.
Shiny. That's true. And now those cards are, talking about cards, I just totally switched gears, but lanicular or shiny things in the 90s and early 2000s, I just thought was so fucking cool. Everything was so colorful in that time period. We had all the Lisa Frank stuff, or you could get a fucking Batman or Transformers folder to put in your backpack. And then Pokemon came along. You could do the same with Pokemon stuff, and it was just like shit everywhere. But you're right. I feel like that's the holdover from that time, is those steel books. I'll never forget the fucking gold cartridges of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
We have those. We got the Zelda 1 and the Zelda 2 gold cartridges. I wish I had bought the gold cartridge for Ocarina of Time. That would have been. It just wasn't as shiny though. They didn't use the same kind of whatever they did for those games. I don't know why they made them shiny, but I always liked game cards that were specifically colored to whatever game they were. Like that, not all of them did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Of course, the Pokemon games did. You had the red cartridge and the blue cartridge and yellow. And then they had gold and silver, which that gold was just like, and the silver were just like flecked. It would have been awesome if they had done that shiny shit that they had put on the Zelda 1 and 2. I don't know. Yeah, I think I will miss physical media, but I realize that I'm probably not a very good supporter of physical media because I've been gaming so much on my PC. Bring back floppy disks.
Right, yeah. It's just, like you said, it's hard because Steam does such a good job of taking care of all your wants and needs. It's just that, it's that one thing, of course, nothing can ever be perfect. And so Steam's glaring weakness is it's not physical media. That's the one thing that it can't provide. Obviously, it can't provide that. But you're right. It's like, man, imagine some of those hidden gems that we found on Steam. If we could just like immortalize those with some kind of like a physical, even like, we had been linking back and forth in our Discord channel. The people who are taking like empty boxes and just printing out like a title card or whatever you want to call it, and having flash drives with the games saved on them. I think even something like that would be cool for, like your top 10 games of all time or something like that.
Yeah. Especially if you lived in an area where you had shitty internet, and then you could just like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
plug that in, move it over to the SSD. All right, ready to game. Yeah, I don't know. I like to think about. It's the disc replay bug. Okay, the used game store around these parts that we have. Anthony got us hooked on going into those. But I do miss going into like game stores. I guess I could still be going into GameStop and stuff. It's not like I don't have a Switch and a Switch 2, and I still have a PS4. But when I went into that disc replay and I was just like perusing things, and I was like, I do miss this. I do miss going into a game shop that had used games that were heavily discounted, and you're like, oh boy, I'm going to buy that.
Yeah, that's my. I don't even know what to call it. Like that's my shopping addiction, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, just the idea of again, going back to Steam. Steam has all of these wonderful sales where you can buy really good games for like $1. And it's like, why would I not get that? It's an incredible game. It's $1 here. You can't even get a sandwich from McDonald's for $1 anymore. Well, now imagine going into a physical brick and mortar store and they have games for $1. I literally just did that, what was it, last month, where I picked up a couple old sports games that I didn't have the platinum on yet, but I had previously played and owned, and I picked them up for $1. They were 99 cents, and it's like, the case is worth 99 cents, so you're making your money back there alone. But yeah, I love those stores, man, that just, like, walking up and down the aisle and seeing all the old games and flipping through them, it's like that's what GameStop used to be back before GameStop wasn't focused on like selling Funko Pops and T-shirts and Pokemon cards and everything that's not selling video games. Not saying that that's a bad thing. Obviously those things are collector's items too, but man, it's just more fun to go into a video game store and buy video games.
That's the truth. Just being able to walk in there and peruse. I like to peruse all the games that I do have too and see how much they're worth and stuff. And being like, I don't think it's worth that. And it's like, it's not worth that either. Actually, I think most of these games are only worth like $10 so that other people can play them.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be fucking hiking up the fucking price. Well, this is a fucking first edition print of fucking Super Mario. Okay. Stop, man. Like, stop that. That thing is meant to be played, not left in a box that it came in. Although it would be cool to see it pristine. I guess I would like to see that belongs in a museum. Wait a minute.
Going all the way back around arguing with yourself over that.
Yeah. The fucking children's museum here in Indiana, it had some sections where you could play some old video games set up. I remember taking my kids in there and being like, oh, shoot, it's Mario, and sitting down, not like I couldn't just play that at my house right now. And I'm like, oh, boy, it's Mario. I love Mario.
Yeah, that's still there. It's they have like there's a comic book section. There's a section of like 90s toys, which is hilarious to me. And then, like 80s toys and 70s toys and all of that stuff. And then there's the section for like video games and movies and media and all of that stuff. Yeah, the Children's Museum in Indy is awesome. It's incredible.
Yeah, I love going in there. I mean, it's also because I have little kids, but also I'm still a little kid at heart. I think maybe that's probably part of that.
Well, it's like yes, it's for the children, but then when you're there, it's like, oh, I want to play in that. Yeah, they have the big exhibit where it's like it's teaching the kids about like damming water, and you build the water up, and then it flows through, and then the boats can move and stuff like that. That's my favorite exhibit by far.
Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the fishing section over here?
Found it.
Then this is how you bait a hook.
Yeah. Willie, what are you doing here?
Willie?
Picked you out a bobber. Not that one.
Oh, that's just taking me to that fish that I was catching in Lacrimosa of Donna, Ys VIII, last night. It was the last fish. It was the big one. And it uses a mash mechanic to catch the fish, which is egregious. And I feel like it sunk in the rest of the way why you hate mash mechanics. Like, I've always been pretty decent at those kind of things, like just being able to spam the button. But that just went on and on and on, and I was just, let me catch the fucking fish, man. Like, we've already done a fishing episode, but talking about fishing mechanics in video games, ranging them from absolutely boring to, like, very fun and engaging. And then there's a third, like line that goes down, and it's like, this fucking sucks. Like, that one fucking sucks. Animal Crossing fishing, super boring, fucking not engaging at all. Can't like focus in on it. And then you got Stardew Valley over here. It's like, you can use this bait. You can fish in these locations at this time with this fishing rod. You can min-max your fucking equipment. Like, that's what I want. I want that in as a mini game. If we're talking about main games for fishing, I think that Russian Fishing 4 or whatever, that was a pretty incredible fishing sim.
Yeah.
Which we never even got to talk about that, or you got to play it. And now we're back to football season, and you're not going to get a play.
Rip. Yeah, no, the weird thing about mash mechanics, like I always hated them, right? I was always bad at them. I don't know why I'm bad at them. Like I'm a good video game player. It's not that I'm bad at playing video games. I just can't do them. I don't know why. And it wasn't until I was playing The Last of Us Part 2 where it had an accessibility option to turn that off that I was like, oh, I hate this game mechanic. Let's get rid of it forever. And it was like a light bulb went off. And I was like, I hate this. I don't ever want to do this ever again. And I won't. I shan't. So it's happened in it happens in every game ever. And it'll be like, oh, you're grabbed by the enemy. mash out of it or you'll die. And I just set the controller down. And it's like, then kill me. I don't care.
Go ahead.
I will hit the restart checkpoint and I will do it again.
Yeah. Might as well make this an insta kill grab, which also pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's no back and forth.
That's the thing. Like, I'm even okay with QuickTime events. I don't mind QuickTime events. I can't stand mash mechanics. Like, they infuriate me and fill me with a blinding rage, and then I can't push the buttons.
That's like, you're like, I'm a good gamer. You're standing there in the mirror doing that, and I'm doing the same thing over like fucking reflex mechanics, where it's like you have to fucking have good reflexes, but also don't get confused by the fucking shitty hitboxes. Yeah, okay. Reflexes matter. Fucking take this shit out of here.
Yeah.
That we could probably make a list of all mechanics that I would prefer not to have in video games, and then we would just be like, yeah, so you want to play a turn-based game? Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
I do want to play one. Don't get me wrong. I think we like action games. It's not like I didn't like Dark Souls and Ninja Gaiden and at least the first 3 Devil May Cry games. Still need to go back and finish 4 and play 5. But I don't know. I just don't play that. They're not my main games that I reach for, even though I'm constantly talking about Mega Man X, I feel like. But I really don't play it that much.
Well, and there's also...
I love this game.
There's also one more action game that you left off that list that you still need to play. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. But I need to replay 1 and 2. I don't remember 2 at all. I'm not even sure it was me who was playing 2 that I watched. I think I watched my roommate, Josh, at the time, play Kingdom Hearts 2. Which, okay, here's another thing about Kingdom Hearts is a convoluted-ass storyline. Like, will I be able to detangle that web?
No.
That just sounds like I will get lost in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's probably my second favorite series of all time. No, you will get confused. Because it's just too much. It's Nomura's brainchild, right? It's his interpretation of this story, but it's spread out over so many games, and it's retconned and split off, and there's amnesia moments where the characters' memories get wiped and then they get wiped again, and no, you'll never be able to understand it because it's just this convoluted mess that got drug out into the story that he didn't intend it to be.
What if we put it into a spreadsheet?
Ooh, I'm back in. All right.
Let's untangle this. I'll get the scissors.
Yeah.
We'll sew it back together after we cut it up. Yeah, I definitely, that's on the list. I recently repaired my PS4 controller when my son was like 3. He like chewed off the thumb pads and made the controller, like, it was usable, but it was very uncomfortable. And I kept like putting and buying like pads that you could just put on top of those, but the kids kept taking those off. So finally I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm going to buy new thumbsticks and I'm going to put them in. So I did that. I don't remember if I talked about this on the podcast. Put them in, got a new battery for it, and then I fucked up the FCC cable from, or I guess it's FC cable, so FCC, whatever. It looks like a ribbon. It's not a ribbon cable. Okay, I understand. And I fucking annihilated it. I did what I always do, and I annihilate some piece while I'm trying to repair it. And I was able to order another one, put that in. The LED still is fucked, but it charges. So I'm ready. I'm ready to get out that trilogy box of Kingdom Hearts that I bought for the PS3 or PS4 years ago, and I'll be ready to play that. I just need to finish the triathlon of Ys VIII. Help me!
No, you've done this yourself.
I see you, Kingdom Hearts.
I remember the first time I beat Kingdom Hearts 1, I was like doing the last fight, I won't spoil anything, but I was doing the last fight, and my sister walked by and watched the ending cutscene, and I was like bawling my eyes out. This is me in like high school, bawling my eyes out, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Good, you wouldn't understand. You didn't play it. You don't know." And then of course she played it, and then she had the exact same reaction. But it was like, "Get out of here! You didn't earn this."
Yeah. You're not allowed to see this scene. I'm going to lock the door. Modern cutscenes can be paused for the most part. Whenever I'm playing a game that can't be paused, by the way, I feel like that's when everybody in the house comes in and says, "What are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "I can't pause the cutscene. Shut the fuck up. Get the hell out of here. Or be quiet. You pick."
Well, and there was like, I'm fairly confident there was like a 10-second video that I unlocked for 100%ing the game. And so it's like the normal ending, and then you got like this 10-second teaser for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was the part that was playing. And it was like, "I'm not answering questions right now. I need to focus." Like, there's no YouTube back then. Well, there was, but like internet was nothing. And so it was like, I need to focus on this. I need to know what happens in Kingdom Hearts 2. Don't ask questions.
If you wanted to rewatch a cutscene back then, you had to replay it.
Exactly.
And we did.
Gladly,
I need to replay that game so I can watch that cutscene again. I love this cutscene that I will. I guess if we had any fucking sense, we would have made saves at key moments. But how, we were just a bunch of dumb kids.
No, I hadn't learned my Final Fantasy Tactics dilemma yet.
You hadn't had your lesson in
my spanking.
What the fuck is that guy's name in that tower? I think that's a PSA we should put out.
Oh yeah. Well, it's 3 fights in a row, and he's one of the Zodiac monsters, right? What is his name? Are you Googling it?
Yes.
What was his name? Look it up. Go ahead.
I'm trying to. I can't fucking remember. Ygraph? Is it Ygraph? I'm pretty sure it's Ygraph.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the Ygraph fight. And what is the name of that? It doesn't say what the name of the Lucave. We've lost like a ton of people right now because they're like, "What the fuck is Final Fantasy Tactics and who the fuck is Ygraph?" And if you know who the fuck we're talking about, you probably also learned your lesson on having a backup save and making multiple saves and just saving at appropriate times when this game didn't give you any warning that this was going to happen. But you enter this map, and then you find out that it's a gauntlet of 4 maps. And if you save at any point in that thing and you get stuck, then you can get soft or hard lock depending on your team makeup. And I feel like that happened to a lot of people, and they probably quit playing Final Fantasy Tactics because of this. I'm sure that you are like me and just restarted your save and was more careful.
Yep.
That was
when I learned about whole hygiene and having 2 rolling saves.
That's what I'm saying. Whole hygiene. No, 2. That seems very light. If we got to do 3 to 5.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Of course, you learn that lesson when you use mods and you mod a Bethesda game.
Yeah. Yeah. One at the beginning of each chapter. Yeah. 2 that you're rolling through. Yeah.
We need to roll back that save. We're stuck here. It's bad. It's bad, boss. Autosave features and stuff like that are really nice, but I'm too paranoid Polly to trust an autosave feature. I've never been able to fully trust one. But also, like, for me as a gamer who is very passionate about this hobby, if I fuck up a save and have to redo stuff, I'm just sitting there like, "Ooh, more game to play."
True, yeah.
Ooh, I'm not even mad. Another cake with all this knowledge I have now. Like, I'm going to blast through this. This is going to be more fun. It doesn't frustrate me. But yeah, I'm just wanting to finish Ys so that I can start another project. But really what I want to do is focus in on Pokopia and build happy little homes for all the Pokemon that I've been wanting to take care of for the past 30 years. Instead of making them battle, I want to make them a home.
I'm just blown away by how much stuff there is in that game. Not just the individual Pokemon or anything like that. The transformations that Ditto can do and the mobility that gives you, that's already awesome. That's cool. And then on top of that, you have all of these building options. You have all of these quests, all of these things to do, all of these requests, from the different Pokemon and stuff. It's incredible. It's an incredible game. And all I've been doing is watching, and I've been getting excited along you guys, watching you guys play. And it's really fun to watch you guys progress. And, you kind of have the best of both worlds, where I think you have a lot of the Pokemon knowledge and you have a lot of the experience. And then watching Foxy play, where she is experiencing this as a beginner and she gets to see everything with a new, fresh light. It's like, that's perfect. That's the best way to enjoy this game.
I'm just remembering the first time that I saw certain monsters, and as she discovers them, it's such a delight to be like, oh yeah, you like him? I thought you might like him. I didn't know he was in this game. There's like 1,000 Pokemon, okay? I don't know the number exactly. It's like 1,016 or something. 76, something like that. That's a huge discrepancy there, I realize. But there's just so many, like, I'm not going to go through the entire Pokedex and be like, have you seen this one, Foxy? What do you think of this one? What about that one? I mean, I probably would. But, then I don't want to scare somebody off from Pokemon. Just sitting there, like, pulling out my binder of Pokemon and be like, look at this one. Okay, next. And I'm just like passing the paper. Okay, I see it. Okay, all right. Okay, I see it.
The thing that's so weird is, like, for all intents and purposes, the Pokemon are pets, right? The original 151 are so burned into my brain. Those are like a piece of my childhood. That's I hold them in the same regard as some of my, childhood pets that I had growing up, where it's like, it's such a core memory for me of getting, I know where I got that Pokemon from. I know what I use them for. I know, like all of that stuff. Obviously, I don't have anything after that to build on where you do, but it's like, man, and then you get to share that with somebody else who has never had these experiences. And you're right. It's like, what do you think of Howlucha? Tell me what you think about him. Give him a little look. Is he your favorite? Because he's my favorite. And then it's like, what do you think about Machamp? Go ahead. He looks strong, doesn't he? Yeah. Go ahead and use him.
That's the other thing I like about Pokopia. There's just so many unique little animations that they do, and the interactions that they do that you don't really get in a standard Pokemon game, because most of the time they're battling, and you don't really get to observe them in like a habitat scenario. But I think some of my favorite animations so far, I mean, obviously we're playing as Ditto, so there's a lot of good Ditto animations, but you're sitting there crafting something, and for the longest time I had my craft bench at Rocky Ridge in front of the house that I had put Machamp and Machoke in, and every time I would start to craft, Machoke would come out and just be flexing behind the crafting bench every time I completed something, and I was like, he's perfect. All right, back to work. Like, oh, awesome muscles, brother. Goes back to work. Like, I just love that. I just thought it was so fun. And I was like, man, if Pokemon had this life sim aspect part on top of the battling inside of a game, it would be deadly to me. I would never leave it. I would be there forever. Unfortunately, I think I was lassoed into a rendition of that, which is Palworld. And Max was texting me today about that. He had played early access a bunch. He was like, I told you it was good. I told you. And I'm like, I feel like you did. But like, I don't really like look at early access games until they're done, because I'm an old man. And so I was like, I didn't care. And everybody was like, it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. I'm like, it's not Pokemon. Be quiet. And now I'm playing it. And I'm like, it's kind of like Pokemon. And everybody's like, we know.
Yeah. We told you.
Shut up.
Shush.
You fucking idiot.
I'm right there with you. I've been playing Palworld right alongside you. I'm just as lost in it as you are. the capture mechanic is so addicting, and that mindset of like, oh, I'll just do one more thing and then I'll shut it down for the night, and then all of a sudden it's 3:30 in the morning and we're sitting there going like, okay, we really got to get off. We got stuff to do tomorrow. We got to get off here.
I'm very close to my next goal though.
But man, I love the idea of catching 5 pals, not mons, pals. Try to catch 5 of them to get that capture bonus. I love doing that. I love trying to get the ones with the abilities that you want and the hidden natures and all of that stuff that you want. That's really cool. I like that. I like the combat. It feels good. If I had one complaint, it's that the camera is a little wonky. And man, I was having some real bad network issues, but I think that was more to do with a combination of my internet mixed with just, a little bit of network instability that we were having.
Yeah, I think Palworld would be very deadly to Pokemon if it wasn't aimed at a little older people. Like all the killing and like the maiming and the butchering of the monsters. Like,
yeah, I didn't like that.
I think it's what makes it distinctly different from Pokemon, but I think it's also what will keep it not for everyone in a sense. Not everybody's going to want to jump in there and be in a place where you can abuse animals as part of like it's like an option. I think that's what makes it a sandbox, a little bit, which is kind of cool. It's like you can choose to be like a horrible person in the game and butcher monsters and collect people and put them in horrible working environments, shoot cute little cat guys in the face with a fucking giant machine gun, launch mons out of rockets, and there's like all kinds of stuff like that. I think it has the charm though of Pokemon. Like the monsters, I realize the monsters probably pull almost directly from and very strongly inspired by the Pokemon designs. Because just have been playing the game Pokemon for 30 years and then looking at some of the designs is like, yeah, that's what that one looks like. Then they just like randomly have one that looks like Anka from Animal Crossing. I'm like, what are you doing here? She's like, quiet, you. Okay. You want to be on my team?
The thing that's so, I don't know, like silly, I guess. I don't know. But like the design elements, you can very clearly see where it's like, okay, this is the starter area. What would be the starting area in a Pokemon game? Well, you're going to have the bird, you're going to have a bug, you're going to have a rodent, and then it's like, what are the starting area pals in Palworld? Well, you've got a sheep, you've got a little cat, you've got a bird, it's like, it's 1-to-1 what you would expect from a Pokemon game. The design elements are very clearly like, we're going to say borrowed here, but it's very clearly like ripped from Nintendo
stuff.
Inspired by Zelda games and Nintendo games and stuff like. I mean, the font and the sound cues are 1-to-1. Like
the font, yeah,
it's exactly the same. But you can definitely tell that it's it's just not as polished as what Nintendo could do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was getting ready to comment on the story being kind of lackluster, but then I like really, Pokemon stories are not normally known to like earth shake you. It's going to be a 7 out of 10 too much water scenario, but that's fine considering that the main goal of the game is to just interact with all the gameplay elements and not the story. I'm very story driven. I mean, I don't want to play a visual novel. I still want there to be like a pretty heavy gameplay thing going on in a game. And I've been thinking about that, especially while I've been playing the Ys game. So I'm like, what the fuck is it about this? Do I not like it? Am I a bad person?
I think this goes back to what you were saying earlier about you not liking playing. You don't like to play a game that is early access. The story in this game, it's very obvious that this was an early access game because a lot of the missions and a lot of the quests and a lot of the story is like one-off things where you go up to a guy, they talk, they give you a mission, you go to the mission, and it's like, thanks, buddy, and then it's they're gone. They're meaningless. The characters are meaningless. And so there's no real cohesive flow. And granted, I'm not very far in yet. I haven't experienced any of the end game or even the mid game yet. But a lot of the characters feel like characters from an early access game where it's like, I'm Guy sitting by the river. Go get me fish. I'm Guy sitting in town. Go get me 5 cows. And it's like, okay, you got it. But yeah, the story elements and the story beats, like going to the towers and fighting I guess you would call them like the gym leaders or the tower bosses, whatever. Those are cool. And it's very obvious that those guys got a lot of attention to detail and a lot of character. But like the NPCs that you find on the map are nothing. They're just like drag and drop, put them on the map.
Yeah, there's definitely some lack of inspiration and presentation throughout the entirety of the story elements, and even those first 2 guys that we've seen in the towers, they're just like ripped straight from Pokemon. I'm just like, okay, not only is their designs ripped from that, but like their motivations are from previous Pokemon games, which is fine.
I mean,
that's fine.
The first boss is Electabuzz, right? I mean, that's literally who you're fighting is Electabuzz.
Yeah, if he were a bear.
Yeah.
With the chick Marnie
yeah.
from Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Really, it's Electabuzz meets Morpeko, which is Marnie's fucking ace from Sword and Shield. See, look, now you're getting some Pokemon bullshit from me. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a smooshed and then just like Totoro'd,
Oh, true,
like,
yeah.
And they're like, okay, yeah, I can see several, which is cool. Because we could do the same thing to Pokemon, we could be like, it looks like a mouse mixed with yellow and lightning.
Well, and that's the thing is like, obviously the last couple things that we've said here have been negative things. I am thoroughly enjoying the game. I'm completely obsessed with wandering around. Like literally last night before I was getting off, I was like, I have one more thing I want to do and then I'm logging off and we'll be done for the night. And it was literally just like, I wanted to go over to a certain zone that I hadn't been to yet, and I wanted to get the fast travel marker. And in that span of time, I got distracted twice. I ended up doing a mission that I didn't mean to do, and then I think I ended up playing for an extra hour after I had said, like, okay, I'm getting off, I'm going to bed. I just want to get to this fast, marker over here. And it's like, if a game can do that, there's clearly a gameplay loop element that is good, and it is good. It's very fun to play. So I'm definitely having a really good time. I don't see myself putting that game down for a long time. Unfortunately, it is also conflicting with Red Dead, and I don't really want to start a Red Dead conversation because we're getting close to time here, but it's like you go from having this incredibly polished open world game of Red Dead, and then you jump over to Palworld, and it's like, just have fun. And it's like, maybe just have fun wins a little bit? I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's not like we've never played games that were heavily gameplay influenced. I mean, you could even Mario. The first Mario game is just like, hey, the gameplay. The story is just a vehicle, a very poor vehicle.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing that some more. But I really want to, like you said, finish up that RPG that I'm trying to get done. So, and speaking of which, let's go do that. Let's go play those games.
Good idea.
Why don't you join us, folks? We're going to step into the other room and play video games. So we'll see you in the other room.
Yeah. See you.